Today, we're going to be showing you guys how to make the most inescapable trap on the Donut SMP. Now, me and Slasher have made this video twice before, but there were tiny flaws in the traps that allowed people to pearl out in the very start. So in this video, we're making sure to cover absolutely everything so that nobody's going to get out of this trap. With this tutorial, you can use this trap to kill almost any player that you want, like Dr. Donut or any big streamer. So now let's look at the materials you're going to need. It is going to be a little bit more expensive than the other traps that we've made, but it's worth it because nobody's going to be able to get out. So first, you're just going to need 2 shulkers of minecarts with chests. You might not need 2 shulkers. You could get more or less, but 2 shulkers is a good amount if you want to make sure they die, but it's not necessary. Now, you're just going to want all of these items. These are also not exact amounts of items, because this is a new trap that we've just made the design for. But you're gonna need around these materials for the trap. You're gonna need less anvils in this. We just got 3 stacks just to make sure they die. So yeah, you're gonna want a sweeping edge sword. Make sure it has sweeping edge 3 on it. Armor stands, and then all of these materials here. Yeah, make sure you have leather boots and the powdered snow bucket. And yeah, so now that you guys have seen all the materials that we need for this trap, we're going to RTP into the end and start building it, and we're going to show you guys exactly how to make this trap. Now that we've RTP'd into the end, one thing that I forgot to mention in the materials is that you're going to want an order full of melons. Now, mine is not full, but that is because I used all of mine and I filled my friend Slasher's order. So to kill a player in full netherite armor, you're going to want around 6,000 melons, but we normally get around 10,000 just to make sure he dies. And if you want to kill multiple players, it's safe to get around 20 to 30,000 melons in your order. So yeah, just fill your entire order up with melons, and yeah, after that, we can start making the trap. So now that you're in the end and you have your full order of melons, Slasher is going to show you guys exactly how to build this trap step by step.
Start off the trap, you're just going to dig down 1 block, place the honey block, the spruce slab, which we do every trap that we make, jump high, and the wood is so that you can't break it instantly with a pickaxe, only with an axe, which most people don't carry. Now, we've got a lot of requests telling us to stop building out of glass and use crafting tables instead, but honestly, it doesn't matter that much. To be safer, you could use crafting tables, but we like using glass so you can see our victims. So I'm just going to build up a little high like that, and then use crafting tables in the back, like so. And we're just going to go ahead and place our minecarts, and we're going to make 3 layers of them. Place a block of quartz, or whatever block you want, rail, and then grab your minecarts. And for the bottom layer, you're not going to need too many, so I recommend just putting around 5 to 10, depending on how many people. I'm just going to do 5. Break the block, and it should fall down. Now repeat this process, except the middle layer, or the second layer, you're going to want a lot more minecarts than you normally do. I recommend doing around 20 minecarts, so it's going to be very hard for them to break it. But it's always up to you and how many people you're trapping. The more, the better. Now I'm going to break the block and do the process for the 3rd layer, which you're not going to need as many minecarts as you did for the middle layer, but you also want to have more than you did for the bottom layer. So this is kind of just the in-between layer. Make sure that you have enough minecarts to fill this up and you don't have to go down and pearl up, because that might happen, which you do. So I'm just going to use a couple minecarts here and fill this up. And that should be good enough. Break this block, and that's all you're going to need for that layer. Pick up the shulker, and you're going to want to build up 1 block of air above this. So there's a block of air above the minecart there. You're going to go 1 more up, and this is going to be where your powdered snow goes. So you're actually going to want to get your dispenser, and you're going to want to place it right where your powdered snow is going to go, like that. And place your powdered snow down, and take your bucket and put it inside of your dispenser. Now, I like to get glass so you can also see the people in here, but I'm just going to do crafting tables because everybody asks for crafting tables. So we're just going to do something like this. Except if you come over to the back, Stupido, I'm actually going to mine this entire back layer right above this dispenser, because what we're going to be doing is making sure that as soon as they TP, they can't pearl at all. So what you're going to want to do here is place pistons right here that push minecarts. So you're going to get your crafting tables, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like so. And you're going to place your pistons right here, like that. So you should kind of be trapped in here. Oh. Now when you're at this point, come to right about here. This should be good enough. And just build ladders up. You can do this wherever, honestly. I'm just doing it here. Up to your trap, and then go down this, placing a ton of ladders. So now you can come up easier without having to pearl and break the trap. Now that you're here, this is one of the most important steps. You're going to be doing the exact same thing that you did down there with the minecarts, except make sure that the rails are facing this way, because if they're facing the other way, then you're not going to be able to TP people into the trap. But you're also going to need hardly any minecarts at all, because they're not going to have enough time to break them. So I recommend just doing around 3 per layer. Break. And then we're just going to repeat this, but instead of doing 3 layers, we're going to do 4, so that it fills up the entire trap. That you've placed all your minecarts, all you're going to do from here is place crafting table above your minecart there. And then right here, just place any block you want. This is kind of just to make sure you don't go in there and touch the minecarts, but that should be good. And you're actually going to grab your piston and place a piston facing into your block right here. So I'm going to do it from this side, if I can place it. Boom. And that should be all. That should be it for this kind of top part. Now we're going to get into the more technical side of this and do the redstone. Once you've made the redstone up there, come back down to the side of the trap, and wherever your dispenser is, break a crafting table 1 block above that diagonally. This is going to be how you cause the entire trap to start running, instead of having to individually break the anvils and drop everything. It's just a little more automatic. So I'm just going to build up here, and I'm actually going to place an observer right here that observes when you place a block here. So observer facing, you're going to face it into this, so that redstone dot is on the back side and the face is pointing towards the trap. And make sure that there's just a block of air there, and that you do not power and place anything there, because if you do, it's going to cause the entire trap to function, and you don't want that to happen, because you're going to have to rebuild the entire thing. So now from here, you're just going to hook up the redstone to the piston up there and the pistons on the side. And then we're also going to build a quick stasis, which everybody knows what a stasis is. But for you guys who don't, you're going to go down 8 blocks. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. You're going to get your soul sand. Oh shoot, we forgot to put that on the item list. Just buy a soul sand on /shop. You're going to get a water bucket. Place it at the very top. You're going to do some kelp. And just build up with your kelp all the way to the top. This makes every block of water a solid block. So you'll zoom up. Now get your trapdoor. Place it like so it's covering up the stasis. We totally forgot to include the materials for the stasis in it, but that's alright. Open it up like Stupido just did. Oh, misclick. Now that you're at this point, build up right here next to your 3 pistons, and you're going to place 3 more pistons that push these crafting tables where the minecarts are as soon as it pushes the minecarts, so that they won't be able to walk out this way. So we're just going to get your pistons, And you're gonna build kind of like a little structure here and just place the pistons against those and break it. And now that we've done all the hard placing, we're just gonna quickly hook up the redstone to all of the things that we've built. So you're gonna place a block of your choice right here. For example, we're using quartz. And you're just gonna build a quick little staircase down here, like so. And connect redstone dust to the trapdoor and connect it going all the way up. And it'll be powered by the observer as soon as you place your crafting table there. Now you're going to get your temporary block, or not temporary block, your block, and you're going to hook it up to all the other redstone. You're gonna place whatever you call it, repeater there, a block of quartz, and then you're going to go place 2 blocks on the side of your middle piston. Block here, repeater facing into it, redstone. Now you're gonna get your quartz, 2 blocks out, repeater, quartz, and you're going to basically duplicate that same thing. Repeater, redstone, repeater, just redstone. And then grab your quartz and hook it up the same way that we did on the other side, like so. And that should work. The final bit of redstone, you're just gonna build up like that, and you're going to hook it up to the top piston, like this. Oopsies. There, like that. This should work perfectly. So that's all you're gonna need to do for the redstone. And now for the best part, Stupido did the honors.
Yay! I love this part, guys. So now you're gonna build up with probably about 2 stacks or a stack and a half of anvils. And this is what actually is going to kill the player. So, yeah, we just build up for a long time. Okay, so now that you've built up with your 2 stacks of anvils, or a little bit less, you're just gonna jump back down to the bottom and land on the trap. So now that I'm back on the trap, what is happening? I'm stuck. Save me, Slasher. What is happening? I have okay, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, make sure you put all of your anvils, and then Slasher's gonna show you guys the rest of the trap.
So jump down here, and you're going to place quartz on the side of your dispenser. I forgot to hook up the dispenser to redstone. And this is simple. Just grab your redstone and hook it up to your dispenser like that. So then the bucket will be picked up. Let's just I'm just gonna make sure that I placed all the redstone. Yep. And then walk up these stairs, and we're just gonna add quick delays to certain repeaters. As the anvils drop, I'm gonna put this as far back as I can. And what I'm gonna do is for this one, I'm actually gonna change it and move it back here. So it delays this entire side of the redstone. I actually messed up a little of the redstone. You're gonna put this observer that was supposed to be, or the repeater that was supposed to be here, you're gonna break it, and you're actually gonna place it right here. Like this. Sorry that the redstone's a little confusing. It's hard. And then just hook this up somewhere down here. So I'm gonna place a block like this. And I'm just gonna hook all this up and put this repeater on a 4 tick. I totally forgot that ticks existed. This makes it so that the entire trap will be delayed after they TP. And then now you're gonna place your repeater right there. And make sure that the repeater facing into this side of pistons is on a 4 tick. and the top one is also on a 4 tick. And then I'm also just going to place a repeater right here just so the signal doesn't die. And that should be good for the entire trap. So let's just test it and make sure that it works.
Yeah, also, one quick thing is that this piston, there's a piston here, but it's invisible for me for some reason. So yeah, don't be fooled. There is a piston that's supposed to be there. It's just invisible. I don't know why. Okay, let's go trap some kids.
Okay, now we're up here. I'm just going to break these 2 blocks, which gets us into the trap. You are wearing leather boots before entering this, or else you'll fall into the trap. And you don't want that to happen. So make sure that you have leather boots on. Break these 2 blocks. Throw your stasis. You should be able to access your stasis from in here. So just throw a pearl. And you're going to take 3 crafting tables. Do you have 3, Stupido?
I have 1.
Okay, so now all you're going to do is you're going to walk in the trap. And you're going to place 2 right here. So now that never happened, you're going to walk in your trap with your leather boots and don't crouch. How many crafting tables do you have?
I don't have any.
You're going to take 3. 1.
It just fell through the floor.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so you're going to get 3 crafting tables. You're going to place 3 blocks
You're
there.
going to place 2 against this, but do not place it there.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you only place that when the person tells you.
That is the block that will trigger the entire trap. So I'm going to cover up right here. Alright, so now that you're in the trap and you're fully encased next to the minecarts, what you're going to want to do is as soon as you TP the person and as soon as they spawn in the box, you're going to crouch and place this crafting table right on that block. So make sure you do this as soon as the person TPs so they do not have time to pearl out. So yeah, now all that's left to do is to get a person in the trap. If it's hard for you yourself to place the block inside of the correct spot when you TP somebody into the trap, then you could always get a teammate to place the block for you from the outside so that you don't have to worry. All you have to do is TP the person, and as soon as your teammate sees the name of the streamer or whoever you're trapping, they just instantly place the block and everything will go smoothly from there. So yeah, that'll make it a little bit easier. You just have to have friends for that part, which is a little bit harder than just playing. So thank you guys so much for watching, and comment below if you guys trapped any cool streamers. And yeah, share this video with your friends and subscribe. Bye bye!